Good morning, Hi fans. Welcome to this morning's live stream broadcast of the random uh, pairings draw for the Hive Online World Championship Knockout Series, knockout rounds. We are here. I've moved my camera around a little bit today so I can have a better view. I've got, as you notice here, I've got, let's see, that looks like there might be a little lag between, yeah, there we go. You can see I've got my Hive Pocket set up here, where I can do the randomization using Hive pieces. Got a poll set up. Are we going to have a new champion this year? Of course, we have three previous champions currently playing. We have the existing current champion, Ben Harris. Good morning, Christian. We have Christian Galeas from South America. That's Quadlibet. He's a four-time world champion and will be playing in this uh, upcoming knockout rounds. And of course, the third is also a four-time world champion, is Joe Schultz. That's judoka from the U.S. So thank you very much for joining this morning, Christian. He's looking to become the first ever five-time world champion. Ola Carl, that's Cower 50, one of Christian's Tamandua's teammates from the Hive Fair Play Cup. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be looking, let's first look at the results from this year's round robin group phase. We're going to be looking at my spreadsheet because it's up to date. We have one game left to play, and it's a game between Roxar and Three Nasty, which will be played later today. Has no effect whatsoever on the standings. So here are the standings. Let's go over them one group at a time. And of course, Group A is the group that has the current world champion. That's Surprise Fish, and he won all three of his matches to win Group A, so he'll get the A1 seed. And Group B is last year's runner-up. That's Happy Kiwi. That's Patrick Bergman from Sweden, and he will get the number 2 seed, the Group B1 seed. Very competitive in both of these groups. Hive 2 and Frasco finished tied at 1.5 points apiece in Group A, but Hive 2 won the second seed out of Group 2. On the way of the tiebreaker, he scored 3 points against Apollo Q. That's my friend John Sandel. And Frasco only scored 2.5 points. So we can see just the difference between a half a point made the difference between Hive 2 or Frasco proceeding. In Group B, Terakanischi ended up losing 4 games to Happy Kiwi and had to withdraw. So it was a fight between Mirmigi and Veem. They ended up in a dead draw, 1.5 points apiece. Mirmigi had the third seed in Group B, and that was his tiebreaking. I originally didn't like the idea of position in the group being a tiebreak. Then I realized that meant that Mirmigi finished higher in the the Hive Game Open, the qualifying tournament. So then I realized that's actually a good way of making that final tiebreak. And so it went down to the final tiebreak in Group B. Going down to Group C, 4-time world champion judoka ended up finishing second in that group to Simon from Hungary, one of the young players. He won Group C. Down in Group D, another Hungarian in Dust, that's András, won that group 2.5 points. And second was Antoine LR. And Antoine is here watching this morning. Bonjour, Antoine. Comment ça va? So Antoine is watching to see where he's going to be playing. Going on into Group E, Quadlibet and Rise Again, another very competitive group, both finished with 2.5 points. and Quadlibet won the tiebreak. If you can see, Quadlibet actually scored 3 points against Max Shark and 3.5 against Van Gusta. And so he ended up winning. Rise Again, that's Ben Nanda from the US, was seated first in the group, but he ended up finishing second after a tiebreak. Going down to Group F, Ordep Kubek, Pedro. Okay, and Antoine responded, Je vais bien, moi aussi. I'm sorry, that's Creole, I think. I get my Haitian Creole and my French mixed up, Antoine. I'm sorry about that. Ordep Kubek won Group F. He's another one of the up and coming young players. Also has a YouTube channel. Pedro from Spain. Stepanzo was the first seed in that group, and he ended up coming in second in the group. Going down to Group G, we have Cavalier 16, won Group G. Tank SC, a player that's played a lot in the past from China, playing again this year, finished second in Group G out of the third spot. Then we go down to finally in Group H, another young European, Dr. Bees, that's Joel from the Netherlands, won Group H, and Roxar Robert from Croatia finished second. So those are our 16 players, and it's very interesting. 11 countries are represented, 12 if you count Stepanzo being born in Russia, currently living in the U.S. But the USA is leading with 5 players out of the final 16. The only other country with more than 1 player is Hungary with 2. Lots of Europeans. We have 9 Europeans, 1 from South America, and 1 from Asia. And what's surprising about this, and I guess it shouldn't be if they get together and play, 3 players from the Buzzkills. That's one of the Hive Fair Play Cup teams, led by 4-time world champion judoka. So Ben Nanda, Cavalier 16, and Rise Again and judoka are all from there. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and get started with the draw. So we will turn that off and turn this on. Make sure that there's a slight lag here. Okay, there we go. Okay, way we're going to do this, we have set up here Hive Pocket with 4 bugs, queen, mosquito, pillbug, and ladybug, to represent the 4 quadrants of the tournament. The first draw will be comparing C group and the D group, and they will go into either the queen or the ladybug. So we're going to get rid of these 2. We're going to take the queen and the ladybug, slip them into the bag, shuffle it up real good, and here comes our first draw. This is, where is Simhat A going? Is Simhat A going into the queen or the ladybug quadrant? And we're going to pull one of these bugs out. Let's get it around here where we can see it as it comes out. And it is the queen. So Simhat A goes into the queen section, and that leaves the ladybug. So let's go ahead and move those around. So and then we put Indus Dust over here. Indus Dust Dust. That means that Judoka goes in this spot, and then I'm sorry, that is wrong because the C's go on the opposite side. So Antoine LR goes in this spot and Judoka goes in this spot. And the reason for that is because if Simhad A and Judoka end up meeting in the again in the tournament, it's going to be in the finals. So all the players from one group, there's 2 players from each group, one gets on this half the bracket, one gets on this half the bracket. The only way they can meet is if they meet in the finals. So that's the first drawing for Group C and D. Next, we're going to go to Group E and F. And they go into the mosquito and pill bug. So we take the mosquito and the pill bug, we put them in the bag, and we shuffle them up real well. So where is Quadlibet going? Excuse me, E1. Quadlibet will pair up against Mirmiggy or Hive 2. That's Chris Lynch. And I'm mistaken. E and F will also. We're drawing for E1, so we need the ladybug and the queen. Oops, I just dropped a piece out of my bag. So we've got 2 pieces in here. We're drawing for E1 and F1, queen and ladybug. So here we go. Where is Quadlibet going? Quadlibet is going on the ladybug side with Ordep Kubek going on the queen side. And F1 would be Ordep Kubek. So we have our first 2 pairings. We have Ordep Kubek against Mirmiggy and Quadlibet against Hive 2. So that means that E2 is going to go over here. Hive 2 is matched up against the current world champion Surprise Fish with Stepanzo against Happy Kiwi. So now we've got 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 4. Yep. Okay. Last 2 would be Cavalier 16 and Dr. B's. So that's G1 and H1. So we're going to be looking at the pill bug and the mosquito. They go into the box. Shuffle them up real good so I don't know which is which. And where is Cavalier 16 going? Do we have 2 Hive 2s? Oh, we do. Let's go back to here. Let's figure. Oh. I think we have a mistake. Stepan, thank you very much for that. E2 is rise again. Thank you for checking that. I checked this over 3 or 4 times. So E2 is rise again. That's Ben Nanda. Okay. Thank you guys for keeping me straight on that one. So we're going to Cavalier 16 and Dr. B's. Where is Cavalier 16 going as the G1? He is going in the Pillbug spot. So Cavalier 16 is going to get matched up against Judoka. Not an easy one to begin with. And then H1 Dr. B's will go against Roxar. Okay, that means that, I'm sorry, Dr. B's will go up against Antoine LR. That means that Roxar will go down here in this spot. And Tank will go over here in this spot. So Ben Hare says the left side is so brutal. Hello. Do we have an estimate on the release date of Judoka's new book? The answer to that is I have seen a copy of it. He's just doing the final last few revisions and edits. So hopefully it'll be coming out very, very soon. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, Joe has promised me an interview at the point in time that he releases his book. So there we have it. Let's make sure that we have A1 and A2, B1 and B2, C1, C2, D1, D2, E1, E2, F1, F2. Made sure I've got everybody assigned correctly. So that's it for the draw. So it's going to be an exciting from this point forward. Now we need to see who's going to play white in game one. So we'll start with Surprise Fish and Rise Again. What I've got is I've got a black mosquito and a white mosquito. Drop them in the bag, shuffle them up, and Surprise Fish will be playing black in game one. Rise Again will be playing white. So we'll go up to here. Oh. So Rise Again is playing white in game one against Surprise Fish. Now let's go with Dr. B's and Antoine LR. Shuffle them up in here. So Dr. B's will be playing black. Antoine LR will be playing white. So I'll move this up to here. Now we go to the Queens. Simhot A and Tank. Simhot A will be playing black, with Tank starting as white. And I don't know, what do you think, if in a 4-game match, would you rather play white first or black first? I think there might be some advantages to playing black first. And finally, Ordep Kubek against Mirmigi. Of course, Mirmigi is George from Greece. He's my teammate in the Hive Fair Play Cup. So Ordep Kubek will be playing white in game 1. Now we go over to the other side of the draw to see who plays white. Let's start with the Pillbug people. Happy Kiwi against Stepanzo. Happy Kiwi will be playing using the black pieces. That means Stepanzo starts with white. Somewhere I wrote down what my locations of these were so I don't have to arrow them over, and I didn't have it this morning. So, okay, Cavalier 16 against Judoka. Mix them up real good, and Cavalier 16 will be playing white against Judoka playing black. That should be an unbelievable match. Now we go to the Ladybug quadrant. 2 more draws to see who is going to be playing. Indus and Roxar. Indus will be playing with the black pieces to begin with. So Roxar will be playing white. And the final draw for this morning. So Ordep Kubek says that Ben is the death group and the death bracket. Final draw, Quadlibet and Hive 2. Quadlibet will be playing white. Hive 2 will be playing black. So there we have it, people. Hive fans, thank you very much for joining this morning. It is going to be Ben Harris says, I have no luck this year. Well, the answer to that is these 16 players are all very tough. There are no easy matches from this point forward. But yes, teammates Cavalier 16 and Judoka matched up in round 1. The winner there will get the winner of Happy Kiwi and Stepanzo. That is not going to be an easy bracket. Oh, there are no easy brackets in this one. So, what do you think? Let's see. Let me go over here to the poll. Are we going to have a new champion this year? Let's take a look at the poll results so far. We have 8 votes. 7 said yes. 1 said no. So, Ben, that's a challenge. Only one of the, I wonder, Ben, did you vote for yourself? Did you say, yes, you're going to win again? Hope so. If that's the case, then Ben, everybody's voting against you. So you've got to go out there and prove everybody wrong. So it's going to be exciting. I'll be live streaming as often as I can. And of course, we will be covering results as much as we can through the World Championship as we continue down to see who's going to be the world champion in this 25th year anniversary. So Ben said, somebody believes in me. So thank you very much. We truly appreciate that. And it's going to be exciting. So we're going to be looking forward to this year's online world championship at hivegame.com. So if you haven't already, make sure you do sign up over at hivegame.com. I think almost everybody this morning is going to be it's going to be exciting, and almost everybody this morning was involved. We do have one player that has been commenting. Thomas Dower would ask, anybody want to play over at hivegame.com? I think right at the moment they might be doing some maintenance over at Hive Game, so we may not be able to get started. Oh, interesting. That's right, Ben. I was thinking, are we going to have a new world champion, as in new, different from last year? But as Pedro pointed out, we do have two four-time world champions that are not current world champions playing in the tournament as well. We've got Quadlibet and we have Judoka. And let's see, they are both on the same side. So if they meet, they will meet in the semifinals, not in the finals. Thank you, Pedro, for mentioning that. I had, interestingly, completely, I'm getting old. What can I say? So thank you very much for watching this morning. It's going to be an exciting upcoming tournament. And as always, I am here helping you play Hive like a champion. This is going to be very, very exciting.